If the biggest opportunity of your life suddenly stood right in front of you, would you panic or would you prove yourself? Just imagine it for a moment. You are standing inside a magnificent royal palace, a place overflowing with power, wealth, and influence. And right in front of you stands the one person you have spent your whole life watching from a distance. A single gesture from them could change your entire life in an instant. You have only 2 minutes. You can ask for anything. Your heart is pounding. Your palms are sweating. 1,000 thoughts are racing through your mind. Now tell me, in that exact moment, what would you do? Would you quietly step back? Or would you write your own destiny? Most people make a massive mistake at exactly this point. They walk forward, fold their hands and say, "Sir, I am a huge fan of yours. Please give me one chance." Or they start listing all their qualities and achievements. If you think that is the right move, then my friend, you have already lost before the game even began. You have turned yourself into a beggar. And do you know the cruelest truth of all? Powerful people instinctively dislike beggars. They can sense from a distance who is starving for opportunity and who is willing to throw away their self-respect just to stand near someone powerful. This video is not ordinary motivation. This is a warning, a hidden map for surviving in the social jungle, where either you learn the rules or you become the prey. Today, we are going to talk about the principles of Machiavelli, rules written 500 years ago, yet still painfully true today. Because the real game is never hidden in your words alone. The real game is hidden in how you understand people, how you read power, and how you position yourself in the minds of others. 16th century Italy was soaked in blood, politics, and betrayal. And Machiavelli understood one brutal truth. This world does not stop for good people. This world moves through power. In his famous book, The Prince, one idea stood out clearly. If you ever have to choose between being loved and being feared, choose fear. Because people love you only as long as it benefits them, only as long as they can gain something from you. But fear makes people think carefully. Fear forces people to calculate. Now you may say, "I do not want anyone to fear me." But in today's world, fear does not mean a sword. It means the fear of losing you, the fear of losing your value, the fear of losing access to what you bring into their life. The moment you stretch out your hand and beg in front of a powerful person, you send a message without even realizing it. You say, "I have nothing," and you have everything. In that moment, you lower your own worth. You stop looking like an opportunity and start looking like a burden. And remember this for the rest of your life. Powerful people do not want to carry burdens. They prefer to remove them. So carve this rule into your mind forever. Never lead with your need. Never present yourself as helpless. Show your value. Show your usefulness. Show your strength. The real game begins the moment you take control of how others see you. Do you know why so many people ignore you? While someone else seems to win people over so effortlessly, right in front of your eyes? Let me give you an example. Imagine a young man named Rahul. One day, by pure chance, he finds himself in the elevator with the CEO of his company. Instead of using the opportunity wisely, Rahul panics. The moment he opens his mouth, he starts unloading his complaints. "Sir, my salary is too low. Sir, I have an MBA. Please give me a promotion. Sir, I have so many family problems." The boss gives a polite smile. The elevator door opens, and the moment Rahul walks out, the boss has already forgotten his name. Do you know why? Because Rahul did nothing except talk about his problems. He never showed his value. Here is a bitter truth. The world does not care about your problems. Everyone is already drowning in their own. Powerful people are not sitting around waiting to hear your pain. Now look at another man. Fahim. He meets the same boss, but he does not ask for a promotion. He does not ask for sympathy. Instead, he says, "Sir, our new project is losing 10%. I made a short report showing how changing the vendor could turn that loss into profit. If you have a moment, I would love for you to take a look." Notice the difference. Fahim did not ask for something. He brought something. He brought a solution. He understood the boss's pain and offered a way to reduce pressure and save money. Now the boss will remember Fahim. In fact, the boss may even start looking for him. That is the difference. Rahul was a beggar. Fahim was a solution. Powerful people divide the world into two kinds of people: those who make life easier and those who waste time. When you approach someone powerful like a fan, you waste their time. A fan is a follower. A follower always stays below. But if you want to rise, you must stop acting like a fan and start becoming someone valuable. And how does that happen? This is where one of Machiavelli's deepest principles begins to work. Before entering the battlefield, study the battlefield. Most people make the mistake of talking too much. Learn to stay calm. Learn to stay quiet. The more you speak, the more ordinary you seem. Real power begins with observation. When you meet someone influential, do not rush to impress them. First, try to understand them. What are they afraid of? What do they truly want? Money? Respect? Loyalty? Peace? Or simply someone who understands them without pretending? No matter how powerful a person looks from the outside, deep inside, every human being is still searching for something. Maybe they are surrounded by flatterers and secretly starving for honesty. Maybe they are respected by everyone, but understood by no one. Maybe they are tired of fake smiles and empty praise. The moment you recognize that hidden hunger, that is the moment you know how to move. Success is not just about speaking well. Sometimes it is about solving a problem nobody else even noticed. Let me tell you a real story that can change the way you think. In the 19th century, a poor young boy named Andrew Carnegie had a small job. He noticed that his boss lived under constant pressure, endless messages, endless decisions, endless risk. One mistake could cost everything. Carnegie did not go to his boss asking for a raise. He did not say, "I work hard, please promote me." Instead, he stayed up at night learning the special codes and systems that only his boss understood. Nobody told him to do it. Nobody paid him extra for it. But Carnegie had already discovered something priceless. If you can solve the problems of powerful people, they cannot ignore you. One day, the opportunity arrived. His boss was absent, and an urgent message came in, one that could affect a major business decision. Everyone else was panicking. Carnegie stayed calm. He decoded the message, made the decision, and sent the reply. When the boss returned and learned what had happened, he was stunned. From that day on, Carnegie was no longer an ordinary employee. He became indispensable. Always remember this. Rich and powerful people want relief. They want peace. They want people who reduce their pressure, not increase it. If you can become that person, they will reward you beyond your imagination. But if you become a problem, they will throw you aside without hesitation. Now let us move to one of the most powerful rules of all, the mirror effect. Human beings naturally like people who feel familiar to them. We trust those who seem to understand our world. Imagine you meet someone serious and reserved, but you walk in laughing loudly and cracking pointless jokes. The game ends right there. You will be rejected. Why? Because you failed to match their world. You must become like water. You must understand the shape of the person in front of you and adapt your energy without losing yourself. If they are principled, let your words carry principle. If they are sharp and strategic, let your words carry clarity and intelligence. But remember one thing, this is not fake acting. This is not copying. This is tuning, like a radio. Until the frequency matches, the signal stays noisy. And this is where most people make another mistake. They imitate too much. They copy words, tone, style. But powerful people detect fake energy very quickly. They know when someone is performing, so do not copy their words. Catch their rhythm, catch their pace. If they are in a hurry, be brief and precise. If they are relaxed, give them room to speak. Be a strong listener. Powerful people often carry a hidden loneliness. Very few people truly understand them, and the moment they feel that you do understand them, doors begin to open. But even after reaching this stage, one wrong move can ruin everything. Everyone wants to be liked, but do you know something? Being too available, too agreeable, too eager to please. That can become your greatest weakness. Now let us talk about the fourth rule. Never make your loyalty cheap. Since childhood, most of us have been taught to always be there for everyone, to always agree, to always support. It sounds noble, but the real world, and especially the corporate world, does not work like that. Here is a harsh truth. What people get too easily, they stop valuing. If you are always available, always saying yes, always sacrificing your time and energy for everyone, one day you will become like tissue paper. People will use you and throw you away. Machiavelli understood this deeply. People value what feels earned. So do not make yourself available to everyone all the time. Learn to say no. Learn to protect your time. Learn to disagree with dignity. The world does not respect the person who constantly bends. It respects the person who can stand straight without becoming arrogant. Imagine your boss presents a new idea. Everyone in the room immediately starts clapping and praising it. But you stay calm and say, "Sir, the idea is strong, but there is one risk we should consider." Then you explain the risk and also suggest how to reduce it. What did you do there? You did not insult him. You did not challenge his ego for no reason. You showed respect, but you also showed that you have a spine, that you think independently, that you are not just another sheep in the herd. Powerful people secretly need people like that. They may enjoy flattery in public, but they rely on truth in private. Now comes the fifth rule. Never try to outshine your master. In the world of power, this is one of the oldest and most important lessons. Many great strategists have repeated the same truth. The ego of a powerful person is often more fragile than it looks. If you make them feel small, even by accident, they may never forgive you. Even if you are smarter, even if the idea was yours, even if you did the real work, sometimes you must let them keep the spotlight. Yes, it feels unfair. It may feel like the effort is yours and the glory is theirs. But if sacrificing a little credit today earns you influence tomorrow, that is not weakness. That is strategy. If you help powerful people shine, many of them will pull you upward with them. But if you try to steal their light, they may remove you from the path completely. This is not only a battle of logic, it is also a battle of ego. And the gratitude of a powerful person can be worth more than a bank full of money. But there is an even deeper rule. One of the most overlooked moves in the game of influence. Do you know who really controls access in the world? Most people make the same mistake. They try to reach the king directly. They want the boss. They want the leader. They want the owner. And right there, they fail. A wise person knows that before winning over the king, you must understand the gatekeeper. Every powerful person is surrounded by invisible walls. A personal assistant, a driver, a longtime aide, a loyal old friend. These are the people who quietly decide whose name reaches the powerful one's ears and whose name stays outside the door. These people are the invisible princes of the palace. If you want progress in a big office, build respect with the assistant before chasing the executive. Listen to them, value them, treat them like they matter, because they do. If you win the gatekeeper, the door often opens on its own, but ordinary people do the opposite. They treat lower-level staff badly, then put on a fake smile in front of the boss. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, because the same employee you ignored may later whisper into the boss's ear, "Sir, this person is not trustworthy." And just like that, your opportunity is gone. So stop trying only the front door. Look for the side path. Sometimes the road upward is built through the people standing beside power, not only the person sitting on top of it. And then there is another rule. Be a little mysterious. Never become an open book. People read open books once, then throw them aside like old paper. Do not tell everyone your plans, your weaknesses, your private life, your deepest intentions. When you speak less, people think more about you. They wonder what is going on in your mind. And that curiosity creates gravity. When you are in a meeting or a conversation, do not unload your entire life story. Leave a little suspense. Let people wonder, because what is completely understood becomes boring very quickly. But what is not fully understood keeps pulling attention. Do not make yourself too easy to access. Do not answer every call instantly. Do not reply to every message in seconds. Let people wait sometimes, because the things people wait for naturally feel more valuable. And now, the final and most powerful rule of all. Carry yourself like a king, so the world has no choice but to treat you with dignity. The world accepts you in the way you first present yourself. Everything begins with your confidence. The way you enter a room decides how people will frame you in their minds. If you walk in with slumped shoulders, a weak voice, and fear in your eyes, many people will try to step over you. But if you walk in as though you belong there, people will feel it. Even if your pockets are empty, your presence can still carry weight. This is not just acting. This is projection. This is the art of making your inner worth visible to the outside world. There was once a man named Victor Lustig, famous for pulling off unbelievable deceptions, including, legend says, selling the Eiffel Tower. He was not a government official. He had no real authority, but his clothing, his speech, and above all, his confidence were so powerful that wealthy businessmen believed him. I am not telling you to deceive anyone. I am showing you how powerful confidence can become when it is expressed with control and certainty. The moment you learn to value yourself, the world starts responding differently. But if you treat yourself like something cheap, do not be surprised when the world tries to buy you at a discount. So what is the real meaning behind all of this? Winning the respect of powerful people is not luck. It is not magic. It is a science. It is an art. This world is one giant marketplace. Everyone is selling something. Some sell their time. Some sell their skill. Some sell their intelligence. Some even sell their conscience. The only question is, what are you selling and how are you presenting it? Learn to be a strategist, not a victim. Stop wasting your energy complaining that rich people are unfair, or that power is cruel, or that the rules are broken. First understand the rules, then learn how to use them. There is a reason why people who try too hard to be liked often disappear into the crowd, while sharper, more strategic people rise above them. So become a little wiser, a little more aware, a little more courageous. These are the qualities that lift someone out of the crowd and place them on the stage. Now the decision is yours. Do you want to keep living the same tired life, waiting for someone else to change your fate? Or do you want to take control of your life with your own hands and write your own future? Remember this: history remembers winners. It rarely asks how they felt on the way there. So the next time you stand in front of someone important, do not go there merely as an admirer. Step onto the field like a player, because in the end, the true joy of survival is hidden inside your ability to stay strong, stay wise, and stay well. So take care of yourself a little more. Stay good from the heart. Stay healthy. Stay with us on this journey, and share these words with the people you truly love. We will meet again very soon.